Everyone, this is Kari, and I, along with Cheryl and Colleen, we are the Consistently Creative crew. And on Wednesday night, Colleen led the project recipe made by Creative Memories, The Magic of Christmas. And I did not have time at the end of that to record the digital version of it, so I wanted to create a separate recording just for that. So this is what the project recipe looks like. It was created traditionally with a lot of pieces of paper to create this Christmas tree, which was really cute. And if you were doing this traditionally, you could use a lot of scraps to create this fun page. If you were doing it digitally, you don't have to worry about scraps. So I wanted to just show you a couple of things about creating this and show you some things that might help you create this a little bit more easily. So what I like to do is take a look at the sketch so we can just kind of see for ourselves what we are going to be creating. If you notice on the left page and the right page, they have a strip of paper that runs across both pages, kind of balancing everything with a border on the bottom. Then on the left page is your tree and one single matted photo. And on the right side, we've got a vertical strip here and then another narrow strip and some mats for photos and another mat for a single photo. So the best thing to do is to kind of have these cutting guides in front of you. This will give you all of the information about the package here. And I notice here that this is the wrong version of the cutting guide. It should be 1.5 inches as opposed to 1/2 inch. So I'm going to pause the recording for a moment and see if I can pull up the right. Okay, I apologize for that. Here we go. So this is the correct cutting guide, and this is available on our Consistently Creative Croppers Facebook group. So I am going to put this on my second screen so I can take a look at it. But a couple of comments in how I'm going to set up this page and get it kind of ready to go. So it doesn't really matter which one you start setting up first. And what I like to tend to do is take a snip of at least one of the pages so I have a go by as far as the colors, because I make it just like their sketch. And then I go ahead and fill with papers or whatever I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. I'm going to move. Well, actually, I do want to do one more thing. The advisor guide gives us a number of paper ideas, selections that we might want to use. So their original one had 2 pieces of white cardstock and 1 piece of dark green cardstock. And then they have some designer paper pairings. So a number of different options there. So I'm going to move this off of my screen and I am going to close that. And I am going to paste that piece that I just had on my clipboard right over there onto the side. So I am actually going to do the left side first. So I'm going to just paste that again. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I think the left side goes pretty quickly and then we'll be able to work on our tree. So piece I is a strip along the bottom and it is 12 inches by 1.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one first. So insert content shape rectangle 12 by 1.5, and I am going to go ahead and get the fill to be the same green. And I'm going to create that, and that's going to end up here along the bottom edge. And so I can start out with it over there, and that will just save me a little bit of time manipulated in next. Next, I'm going to insert the vertical strip on this page. So another rectangle. So this one is now 3.5 by 12. And I want this one to be that peachy color. And I don't know exactly where it's going to end up, but I know it's going to be somewhere around there, and I'll be able to figure it out in a bit. And now I realize, oh, I'm going to need to see that orangey or yellow color. Okay, so the next strip I'm going to do is going to be a thin strip of the same color. So I'm going to go home, copy, and then paste. And I just need this to be 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to copy that. Then I need another rectangle, and I'm just going to copy this one. And I'm going to go ahead and just do it from the quick access toolbar. So I'm going to change the color by sampling that yellow color. And I'm going to, at the quick access toolbar, change it to be 12 inches by 4.5. And I'm going to put that one up here. Now, again, I don't think I've got everything the way I want it, but quite the location. And then I have one more yellow one, and this is actually going to be 6 by 4.5, so that works out good. Actually, these are laid out fairly well. So let me go ahead and add in all of the photos. So I'm going to insert the photo frame here. So this one is 5.5 by 4. And I'm just going to center it using the quick access toolbars, the 2nd and the 5th. And then I have, there's going to be 3 smaller ones up here. So I'm just going to add one. This one is going to be 3.5 by 4. And I'm going to kind of get it about where I think it's right. And then I'm going to copy and paste. So I can copy here, paste twice, and line them up here. So again, if you want to get them aligned up nicely so that they're fairly evenly spaced, we've got a lot of helpers to do that. So if I select all 3 of them and I go to this quick access toolbar, the 3rd one from the right, where I'm hovering my mouse over right now, it says reposition the selected elements so they're evenly spaced horizontally. So I can do that. And that forces all of the spacing to be the same as between the first item and the 2nd item. So that forced the 3rd one to move in or out wherever it needed to do in order to have it aligned there. I'm going to go ahead and have them align on the vertical middle point, even though I think that was already done. I'm going to go ahead and group them together because I really want them centered perfectly on the mat behind them. So again, to do that, you use the 2nd and the 5th. And then I'm going to ungroup. And that is pretty much the left page, which is pretty fast, right? So I could have just copied that other piece over here, but it's pretty fast to do. So I'm going to go ahead and make that border that goes along the bottom. And again, this one, this is going to be green. I didn't mean to do that. It's the green that we've already picked. So it's that one. It is 12 inches by 1.5. I'm going to click create, and I'm going to put it down here on the bottom. And then I've got the photo and the photo mat, which I'm going to go ahead and do now. So I'll insert rectangle. This one is 4 by 6, and it's going to be yellow. Actually, it's 4.5 by 6. Can't read. There we go. And I'll go ahead and do my empty photo frame, and that one is going to be 4 by 5.5. And I'm going to go ahead and select those 2, the photo and the mat, center them, and I'm going to just group them, and I'm going to move them out of my way because I'm going to start working on this entire tree. So I will show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the peach colored piece. So again, we're just going to be inserting rectangles. So I'm going to take the rectangle I have here and I'm using Control C and I'm going to use Control V to paste it. And so the first one is going to be that peach color. And looking at the information I have, I know that I need one that is, they punched it from a border punch. So I know that this has to be 7¼ so 7.25. And I'm not exactly sure whether I really need it to be 1½ or not. That might actually be too wide. So I'm going to go ahead and go to 1 inch. So that's my first one. I'll come back and do the base. So now I'm going to copy and paste. That's not what I wanted to copy and paste. Copy, paste. And I'm going to do all of the peach colored ones because I'm looking at the cutting guide right now. So I know I need one that is also 2 inches. And I need one that is 5½ inches. And I need one that is 3½ inches. And you can kind of see that I'm already forming a tree here. I will come back at the end and get them arranged the way I want them, but for now, this is good enough. So now I'm going to copy again, and I'm going to paste the next one, and I am going to switch to this green color. So I'm going to change the fill to the green. And these are all going to be 1/2 inch high. So I can go ahead and just get all of them set up. So the longest one is 6.5. And then I'm going to copy that and paste that. Another length is 4. Copy and paste. Another length is 2½ and a final length is 1/2. It's going to be all the way there on the top. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 that are green. So one more set. So I'm going to copy this one again. And now I want to go to the blue. And I have not sampled that blue color yet. So I will go ahead and do that. And now all of these are also 1/2 inch in width. So the first one is 6 inches. And I'm going to copy that and paste it. And again, there's 3 different ways to copy and paste. You can copy and paste using Control C and Control V. You can right click copy and paste, or you can go to the home ribbon and copy and paste. Okay, so this one, the next one is going to be 4.75. And the next one is 2. It's up here. So 1, 2, 3, that's all of them on my tree, but I also have to make this little base of my tree. So this one was a square and this was 1.75 by 1.75. And down here. So now the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tree and I'm going to make certain that the item on the bottom is all the way down here at the bottom by my other pieces. So I can see my base is over my elements panel is the bottom one, then that rectangle, then that shape. And now I want this one, the green one, to be above that one. And then next is the blue. And then next is that peach. Then next is that green. And oh, no, I really want that blue down there. So I'm going to take that blue and it's going to go above the peach. And then there's the green and then the peach. So all I'm doing is trying to get these kind of lined up the way I expect them to be. So that way, if I have to make some changes, I can see what it is that I'm trying to do. You'll notice that these two pieces are actually the same width uh, or length. So I think that's it. So now top to bottom, we've got that one and that one. I'm just clicking through them to make certain because that'll make things easier. And that's that. So what they had done on their design was they did some tilting. Now I suggest that you kind of figure out what it is that you want to do with all of your pieces. I'm going to go ahead and select all of them. Kind of move everything up a little bit. And you can decide how much you want to angle them, how much you want to have them offset. Do you want to have them centered? How do you want to do them? You can do it however you like. It's your own creation, which is kind of fun. One thing I do recommend is kind of once you have it kind of the way you want, what I recommend doing is filling these with papers that you really like. Make certain it kind of looks, it has the look that you're going for your tree. And then you'll know that you've selected an art kit that's actually going to go with what you want. So here is my two, I'm going to do two separate pages so you can see. So this is how it all looks when it's all done. And they, in the traditional one, put a star up at the top, which you definitely can do. And you might find a star in a kit that actually works well for you. They put a title on just right on top of the tree, but you have a lot of options with this. There is space over here to put a title, as well as to put a journaling box. You could change some of these and have them be some kind of embellishment. You could do some kind of shape punch, some shape editing to do that. There's many options that you have. So I'm going to show you the one that I created when we were doing the class, and you'll be able to see some of the ideas of what I did. So this one, you can see my tree, and I ended up taking actually an embellishment for this bottom one. So where they did in the traditional, they took a paper punch. I took this embellishment because I thought it looked good. And then I grabbed some ornaments from the kit that I was actually using, and I decorated my tree. So this is the magic of Christmas, and I hope that you found this useful to you to be able to see how we created this traditional layout digitally, and that it was useful to you. If you have any questions or if there's anything we can help you with, please don't hesitate to reach out and let us know. You can drop us a comment. We appreciate the like, and you can always check out our pages on Facebook on our Consistently Creative Croppers Facebook group. And if you do create a page, we'd love for you to share an image of your layout with us in the group. There is an album for it. And thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you again.